I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal.
Technology is a ubiquitous part of the modern world today. We can disseminate ideas and knowledge in an instant and can access the world right at our fingertips. As technology dramatically increases, our world races to adapt, including with the justice system. Justice is the implementation of what is considered to be morally right. It takes into account fairness, entitlement, and the situation at hand, which in turn affects the society, politics, economy, and the cultures of the world or the singular nation. The purpose of courts is to carry out just rulings and take into account an imbalance of power, the establishment of law, and liberty. The rule of just law has been crucial in creating civilizations and binding together civil societies. Technology has and is being used to change the implementation of justice in society and in the rule of law in courts. In this documentary, we will delve deeper into how technology affects the implementation of justice.
The history of the law and technology has a fascinating history. I think it really evolved in three major stages. The first was in the ancient world. Laws were written down for the first time, and this was a very dramatic invention because then citizens could know what the law was. This was particularly true with the 12 tables in ancient Rome. It was true of the Torah and the ancient Jews with the Ten Commandments. Ancient Athens, also the Justinian Code in the Byzantine Empire. The second major stage, I think, had to do with the printing press. You have the promulgation, you have the dissemination of the laws throughout Europe and really throughout America and throughout the world. So evidence of this is the Magna Carta, the English Petition of Rights, the Bill of Rights. All of these laws limit royal authority and bring power to the people. And they knew what those laws were, and they spread them to the American colonies and throughout the British Empire. And you also see it in the American Revolution and founding with the very public debate in newspapers and pamphlets and letters in a written constitution, in the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution, its ratification, the Bill of Rights, state Bill of Rights, state laws, national laws. So the citizens know this, and I think all these advances with the printing press and the law help to promote self-government. They help to promote constitutionalism because the citizens themselves are debating these things. The third stage, I think, is very interesting in the 20th century. Technology really advances, and especially with the radio, with the television, with the internet, with today's technologies and tomorrow's technologies, a lot of citizens started to know and fight for their rights. Okay, so you have this increasing democratization, this increasing what scholars call rights talk, and a rights consciousness, which really develops among the people. The flip side of that, however, concurrently, you have the government in totalitarian societies and tyrannies, and even in some democracies, using the radio, using television, using the internet, using other very advanced technologies today to control citizens, to control information. And so the advances in the 20th and 21st century have both increased democracy but also presented a lot of challenges to it. So those are the three main eras of changing technology and the law throughout world history as I see them.
Now that we've got a basic understanding of early and modern law, let's talk to a person who has done considerable work to implement justice more quickly in the courts of the United States with the use of technology.
My name is Paul Embley. I'm the Chief Information Officer for the National Center for State Courts. And my job is to help courts implement technology. And specifically, it's to look at what technologies exist today and what technologies are coming in the future that can help with the rule of law. So fairness, access to justice, things of that nature are what I focus on. We're looking at what kinds of things can technology do in order to get people justice faster with less effort on their parts. The definition of justice has, in people's minds, have changed quite a bit, and so we found that people are willing to give up certain rights or certain expectations in order to have a quicker outcome or to have a more certain decision. The same artificial intelligence that is being used for driverless cars can be used for the application of law. We don't believe that artificial intelligence will take over the judging phases, but artificial intelligence can be used in many, many good ways.
Online dispute resolution intends to use technology to bring consensus between two disagreeing parties.
British Columbia has implemented online dispute resolution in their housing, and they have 6,000 different cases come a month where they want to resolve those. And the good news is that they resolve about 93 to 95% of those without people having to go to court, without people having to do anything more than go online, research answers, be able to fill out forms online, say what their dispute is, have sometimes an arbitrator will get involved, but they're able to resolve their disputes within a couple of weeks. If somebody goes and writes a check at a grocery store and the check is bad, then the creditor will sue them. They'll want to get their money, obviously. And so Utah has looked at using that. Well, Utah has been able to take what is a 47-step process and boil it down to 9 steps. So when you take any process that's 47 steps and you boil it down to 9, you're going to save time, you're going to save money, you're going to save resources.
In the past couple of months, many activists have stood up to current gun laws because of the shooting in Parkland, Florida. Many opinions have been circulated by the use of technology throughout the news and media outlets, making it easier to access information pertaining to the event.
Hi, my name is Isabel, and I'm an advocate for gun reform. So this year I participated in the walkout at my school. I took the initiative and helped organize it. And I went to Washington, D.C. for the March for Our Lives. I know it was a very big thing here. A lot of people went to New York City to do the New York City March for Our Lives too, and a lot of people participated in our walkout. And a really big part of that was technology, because it really helped me spread the word. I made like a Facebook event for the actual walkout, which helped people by like clicking yes to say that they were going to show up, kind of helped get the word out more, spread to friends of friends of friends. For March for Our Lives, it was a huge part of it because they publicized the entire thing online. They helped create sister marches by using links online. And for our walkout and walkouts all over the country, the Women's March on March 14th, that was the walkout that we did. The Women's March, which was the organization kind of parenting the whole event, made a link where you could register your school's walkout and then had a map that showed the hundreds of walkouts happening across the country. So I think definitely the events that we had would not have been possible without technology, because they really were the things that helped us like get it out there and just spread the word among everyone.
It is your civil duty as an American, young or old, to engage in politics to ensure that the future of America rests upon the principles of justice and the fair implementation of technology. To uphold liberty, as the Founding Fathers did, you can educate yourself on the current news and politics, use reason and your knowledge to defend your beliefs, and understand why justice and technology are necessary.